myself alone. And I tried to let it go. I'm alone with the wind. Since you're gone, I gotta clean the space you left dirty. Moving on into another phase where you can't hurt me. Why is it so hard? I gotta confess I'm losing it. Why do you keep haunting me? I gotta confess. And I tried to let it go. I found myself alone. And I tried to let it go.
Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Liver Show. 8 minutes to countdown. We're going to get this party started. A little late this morning. I was vacuum cleaning.
Why is it so hard? I gotta confess I'm losing it. Why do you keep haunting me? I gotta confess. I tried to let it go. I found myself alone. I tried to let it go.
Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I was loving that music that was coming on in. Let's get it back up and running. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. 61,220 for Bitcoin. Not the best, not the worst. We're going to break it down. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Let's break it down. Excuse me for my lateness. I was a little late today. I apologize. It happens. I was vacuum cleaning. I started vacuum cleaning. I got everything ready for the show, and I just thought I had 5 minutes to just quickly clean a little bit. You know, when I give myself a small amount of time to clean, I usually get it done. That's kind of how I force myself to get things done in small periods of time. That's how I stay efficient. Anyway, let me show you how we start the lemon water. The first thing we do is we put the lemon into the water, all right? Like so, all right? I like to get some seeds in there. That lets me know I did it right. That's a little too much, in my humble opinion. That's a little much, all right? Then we do the ultimate pour. Make sure I'm, like, situated here. Let's get on camera. The ultimate pour. That's better right there, right? Gotta pour with force. Otherwise, it dribbles. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta let gravity take. I'm just being a clown. Let's take a big sip of the lemon water. Let's get ourselves hydrated. Let's get ourselves going. Let's, not be dehydrated. It's amazing. A little extra lemony every once in a while isn't bad. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Breaking it down. 61,140 for Bitcoin. First thing I want to show you is the liquidity zones. Right off the bat, without saying a word, we can see all of a sudden all the red liquidity zones we had above us have dissipated. They gone. There was a few up there that were giving us a little bit of love here, but they gone. And we lost 61,800, a key support or resistance area. I mean, it was resistance, it was support once we broke above it. 58,000 looks likely now with a chunk of change of liquidity down there, but I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I'll tell you what, I'd say 80% of the time, if there's the biggest red zone down here, that's where we go. But I have seen it where we've had a big red zone down there. We did not go there. So it's, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's a guarantee. It's just something that happens. All right. Let's make sure this looks different there. There we go. I think that looks a little, I think it's supposed to be a little more over there. There we go. This looks right to me. Anyway. Can we get a bounce? Is this the end for Bitcoin? Are we going to capitulate further to the downside? Shout out to PEPE for hitting an all-time high. Highest, it didn't close there, but it did wick up to an all-time high for PEPE into the 11s. Pretty interesting to see PEPE do some damage like that. And we gave you PEPE on May 8th, which is pretty crazy. Right around here, somewhere right in the zone on about May 8th, right here. So I see PEPE going up. It went up 35%, still holding gains of 27%. Especially in a market like this, we still delivered you gains. And I just want to show you what I'm talking about. PEPE's high risk, but showing some strength against Bitcoin. It can bounce up if the 8-hour can hold here and bounce off the 200 MA. If not, it loses the 8-hour. It can be a nice short. Either way, worth watching. God, but either watching for a trade either way. Low Stokes show possible pump. If Bitcoin dumps more, it could take PEPE lower. It could, but I could see a move for PEPE as long as it stayed above that 200 MA and consolidated nicely. And then I gave you the update basically 4 days later and saying, hey, PEPE still looks good to me. I see a move for PEPE to the upside. All right. Like I didn't give up on that idea. And again, it goes back to the fundamentals in which I teach. We never did lose the 200 SMA. We lost a little bit, got back above it. That was our key right there. And boom. I love when you get above a 200 SMA on an 8-hour time frame. That's a go-to move for me, and I take that to the bank. I'll take that to Valhalla, baby. Let's go. And that was a beautiful boom to the upside there for PEPE. So if you're in the trading group, you got this update twice on the 8th and on the 12th, explaining why. And then not only if you did, it's not about the gain. Say you didn't take the gain, but you would have understood Sam's ideas. Wow, the moving averages got tight. We had a high volume node. I don't care what's going on in the market. There's a lot of fear in the market, right? People were bugging out. Bitcoin wasn't perfect. It's been up and down. And regardless, remember, irregardless is not a word. Look it up. People use it, but it's not a real word. The word is regardless. So when you say irregardless, I didn't even know that until 6 years ago. So I'm not trying to say I'm the smartest guy in the world. But, irregardless is not a word. Yeah. I'm just saying it just not to say it. You know what I mean? Anyway, regardless of the point, whenever I see this signal, I take it, you know what I mean? So tight moving averages, high volume node inside of a tight zone, bit of a shoulder, head, shoulder. That's a complex inverted head and shoulder if I've ever seen it. And a nice breakout for PEPE. Does this mean PEPE's going to the moon? Who knows? There's no guarantees. It is the 8 hour is a pretty nice move. Look for the 8 hour to possibly either pump a little more or come back down to this 21-day moving average. Maybe it comes back down violently. Maybe, Bitcoin dumps and takes the whole thing, and this was just a quick little move. You never know, especially in this market. But I'd look for this to flag out anywhere between the 1 hour and the 8 hour time frame. The 8 hour is a little away from the 21-day moving average. If you get away from everything and just look, you're naked. 8 hour likes to pump, get away from the 21, come back. 20 every single time frame will come back to its 21. This is how you have to understand price action. Anyway, so beautiful move for PEPE. And you could have even forgotten about the bigger idea and see this just little triangle here with a measured move and just taken that. And that would have been your measured move. People took profits there. I'm telling you, bots definitely trade on patterns and algorithmic measured moves, because I see almost right where I would put a measured move, I always see profit taken over and over again. And I'm not the only one that sees the flag, because I see other people trading the flag. So it just, I don't know. So there you go. There's my system playing out no matter what, no matter what's happening, no matter what the fear and greed index is, which was at 66. We're still banging on them to the upside. So if you're in my trading group, that pays the bills, baby. That pays the bills. Let's take a look at what's happening for Bitcoin. Massive volatility. Whenever you play around the 200 SMA on the 1 minute like this, like up and down, like all over the place, massive volatility for Bitcoin. That's true insanity, if you ask me. True insanity. So let's take a look here for BTC. Wow. I mean, there's nothing I can say about that. That is just chop. That little flag did break out to the upside. Beautiful pump. So when I started the morning, I saw this flag and I said, looks for this to break out. And it did. Almost made it to the exact measured move there. I could even have been, I think I was a little, I think pretty much spot on there. But I mean, that's pretty dang close, right? I look to get 70 to 80% of the measured move if I can. If I get, a lot of times it hits the whole one, but I usually sell a little early, and then it almost 90% of the time hits the exact measured move that I place. But to me, I'm about cashing in and getting that, So then it came up, we had the data at 8:30, right? If you didn't know that we had the, crazy data today for the producer price index, right? And it rose 0.5% in April, seasonally adjusted, all right? And it went, it came in hot, right? Meaning things are costing more for the producer. But there was demand too as well, which is interesting, right? So it shows that the economy isn't weak as well. It gives mixed signals. We'll get those unemployment claims on Thursday of next week. That's going to be fun. So we just have a lot coming in, right? This is CryptoCraft. I think it just kind of grabbed Forex Factory and or it's made by the same company. They just rebrand, But Tuesday, today, May 14th, we do have Fed Chair Powell speaking. I believe he's speaking right now. So we'll see what happens. Is he, what is he saying? What's going on? Let me see if my team, is there a link out there? Let me see if the Federal Reserve has it, because I don't know exactly where he's speaking. So let me take a look here. Shout out to the lifers with the coffee mug. I see you. God bless you. Thank you. My man. That's awesome. Okay. Core PPI, it always causes a bit of a ruckus, right? And when the forecast was 0.2 and it came in at 0.5, I mean, right? And 0.3. And so that's hot. That's hot, right? So. So funny. Anyway, so now, yeah, I just wanted to see Jerome Powell speaking right now. And he's probably talking on, let's see. I think I got him live here. Let's see what he's saying. We're going to bring that music down for you and see what's happening with Jerome Powell. If it's nothing, we'll move away, but we got to take a look.
I don't understand that. The price of all the things that I buy hasn't come down. So, they're not wrong. I mean, they're suffering. Particularly people at the lower end of the income spectrum are very hard hit by inflation from the start, which is why we're so strongly committed to restoring price stability and keeping it in place as long as possible.
And just to turn back to Europe now and to the Netherlands in particular, we're sitting in a venue here that's really testament to the power of trade, for good and ill. In an era of deglobalization, when we're seeing daily headlines about tariffs, and how does the Netherlands as a small open economy, and indeed the Eurozone as a very trade-dependent region, really thrive?
Yeah, that's a difficult question. I mean, it goes beyond saying that this is a development that is absolutely not a positive development for the euro area, and that we watch with a lot of concern. Now, fragmentation is there. The train has left the station. So, we have to think about sort of
that's
the ways
bullish
that
for
it can
Bitcoin
manifest
whenever they
itself,
feel like the regular
and what we
system
can
is
do,
collapsing.
to try to best redress its consequences. There is a sense that international business is actually to some extent more resilient to political fragmentation than we have been thinking beforehand. So that international trade is a little bit like a river that sort of tends to find its way, even if some obstacles are being raised here and there. But of course, the fragmentation, it impedes the diffusion of technology across borders, so that means lower productivity growth everywhere. I would also not underestimate the limitations that it puts on our capacity jointly and internationally to solve global problems. In a fragmented world, suppose we had a global financial crisis again, like in 2008, 2009. It would be much, much more difficult to get the G20 around the table and to agree on a concerted remedial plan as we did in 2008.
I'm all set. I don't think we need to sit and listen to that today. It'll affect the market somewhat, and it is swaying. But at the end of the day, if we get above the 200 SMA in the 15-minute, we're going to pump. And we could miss that signal just by listening to that dude just yap about the Netherlands. If you want to listen more about that and watch it together and combine, but it's really not a Fed meeting, in my humble opinion. I'm not saying Jerome Powell may say some things. He did say 2%, so I do see him, but I don't think he's going to say anything monumental, like outside of the realm of a minutes meeting or whatever he kind of said earlier. So for me, that's a bullish sign right there, the 15-minute breaking the 200 SMA, right? If we can get that, that was the clean signal earlier today that I was getting, but we lost it, got rejected. That's a bullish signal, right? And Bitcoin can just be right back on track inside this symmetrical triangle. If you're in my trading group, I already kind of talked about this. We already know this is what we're watching. We're watching the symmetrical. It either breaks somewhere down to 55,000, right, which is that target, or it breaks back up and possibly gives us $70,000, right? So it's interesting to see that we're at this juxtaposition moment here inside. And again, I just take the base of this triangle, nothing crazy, to get these measured moves. This actually could go lower, really. Somewhere even into 55,000, So this is what we're watching, and I'm saying resistance. You can clearly see we need to break back above 63,272 to remain bullish. If we can't break back above that, I would expect more downside for Bitcoin. So key levels to watch right now are 63,200, right? We break back above that, and Bitcoin can start to get busy again, and we can start to really, really roll. So what people don't realize is we could be really close to a big pump, and everyone's bored and not paying attention. And then that's when the market will rip and people will come back. And you see what I mean? That's usually, you get into this kind of quiet zone where everyone sits quietly and then they get bored with cryptocurrency. And the boredom stage is the key stage, really, of development in the back end for price action to really start to brew. And I've seen it so many times in my life, and I've been faked out by it, right? And after I got faked out by it one time, I don't know, I got into the mode that I was going to do cryptocurrency every day of my life for the rest, for at least the next 10 years, right? And put my all into everything I do, right? And so I was like, if I was going to do one thing, I was going to do one thing well. I was going to do cryptocurrency every single day. So no matter all the weird fakeouts and takeouts that they had today, if you keep your track head on with the 1 hour time frame, the 1 hour says a breakout out of the falling wedge back to the upside. That's what it says. Almost had a little bit of a fake out breakout here, or you could even try intently include that if you want. To me, I get more touches if I say that broke out and broke back inside. I get a nicer, finer trend line. That's something I've done and back tested for years and has worked for me. Again, that may not work for you. You may think, hey, that goes against what you've normally seen in the past. I understand that. I don't do everything traditionally. I have some of my own little tips and tricks and flips and switches here because I don't do what everyone else does, right? Anyway, 1 hour time frame suggests that we continue to the upside. We may only get to 63,200 and we may even just double top right there, but it does show signs of a move back to the upside. RSI turning, MACD turning, and stochastic all want to get a bit of a move. And right now we have a bit of a green signal here for Bitcoin. So, we could have dumped more due to PPI. And I think that was also, and it also, it showed, it also did show some strength in the market too as well in a way. So it's interesting. And what I just heard, even a snippet of what I just heard right now with Jerome Powell in that meeting was, fragmentation, breakdowns of old systems, worry in economies, and like Bitcoin eats that stuff up all day long. Like Bitcoin loves fragmentation, right? So break down the old system, create the fear, bring it in, and it's amazing. Bitcoin thrives because Bitcoin is new. And Bitcoin solves a problem. The problem of, like, what do I do with my money when I'm not sure what's happening in my local currency, right? So, and, everyone knows what's going on, but the game, GME on Sol, right? And basically, if you didn't know what it is, it's a movement, it's a display of digital, it's the power of the underdog, born on the Solana blockchain, known for its lightning fast transactions, GME meme coin embodies the essence of the historic rebellion against financial titans, right? But it talks about the GameStop short squeeze that rocked the world, that changed the face of the retail investing. Fast forward 3 years later, GME on Solana is a tribute to the GameStop saga, right? And this coin really did nothing for a while. It was sideways flat. If you had been in it, it would have been boring. To stay in it would have been crazy. But a lot of people did. Some people did. And you can see on the charts now, it looks like it may pump again. I have it in a bull flag with low stochastics, touching the 21, which tells me that it's going to pump to 2.5 cents. And I mean, if anything get to $1 billion market cap that has no, why couldn't this one do? With the resurgence, more people, and this could actually pull adoption into cryptocurrency, right? Because now they halt trading on it on the stock market, but you can't halt trading on a decentralized coin. So that tells me there's some big moves coming here, and again, I don't own any, I'm not trying to, it's whatever to me, but the fact that this thing is gaining some steam, and what it's doing is it's pushing other meme coins up. And it's interesting how, show me the charts and I'll show you the news. How did I put out PEPE May 8th and May 12th? Here it is pumping on the 13th and the 14th due to GME getting this, so the charts, again, I didn't know what was going to happen, but somehow the charts were telling us that PEPE was going to pump. You see, it's very interesting. So somehow, if you just keep your head down in the charts, you actually know more about what's happening in the world. You'll be more spot on. You'll come out more the genius. He knew PEPE was going to pump before it pumped. That was the guy. He made the call. You know what I mean? How did he know that GME was going to pump? You know what I mean? Who knows? And the charts just show it, Okay, Bitcoin forming an inverse head and shoulder on the daily. Liver, can you show free bank? Need your opinion to it. AMC, can you take away the button on Solana? Yep, exactly. You can't take the bottom. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so it's weird how the charts will teach you what's likely going to happen for Bitcoin. All right. My issue here too is I'm all about the 200 SMA. If we can't break back above this key level, expect more downside. And it's the same as the 1 hour and the 15 minute. This is going to be the battle today. If we can't break back above this level, but if once we break above it, we're likely to shoot up for a short squeeze. I know it seems unlikely. And back to 61,800, the key level that we battled the other day, the key level that we're here at again, it's just interesting, right? The 800s. I talk about them all the time. I say, hey, they love the 800s. It's a liquidity zone. And right there we are getting rejected by the 800 and the 200 SMA on the 15-minute. No go. It's a no-go. That's a bearish move right there. We got to break back above that to keep the party, at least to keep the idea of even if this goes sideways and we end up dumping again. I'm just telling you, this is kind of what price action we're in. We're in a tight ascending triangle, as you can see. All right. And I'll take you through like the beginning to the end of all this if you'd like. How I got to these conclusions and where I'm at. Number one, remember, the 8-hour has to break back above the 200 SMA. That's the biggest deal. And you can even see here, that's now, a symmetrical triangle. And these are more bearish than bullish, sad to say. I hope it's more like the right shoulder of the inverted and we break out. But I'm open-minded, and I've seen this pattern so many times in my life. And most of the time it's broken to the downside. I'm not saying this time it will. And that would take it, Bitcoin somewhere to 55,000, right? 54.8. So stochastics are also overbought on the 8-hour time frame. And you have a bit of a double top here at 63,000 below a POC. See the point of control? So, I mean, I have to be honest, it's just bearish to me. The saving grace that I keep holding on to is the fact that you have bullishly so far retested the top of this trend line. But every single time, we get a little ahead on this, it just seems to turn red again. Right? And so I was watching the smaller time frames to see if the 15-minute could break above its 200 SMA. That was going to be a bullish sign for me. And so here we are, I just wanted to show you how I got to where the conclusion I'm in right now. And you can see this symmetrical triangle lasts all the way from, I drew it on the 8-hour time frame, and you can still see it here on the 15-minute, right? So I believe this is the pattern to watch right now, and there are 50-50 patterns that could break up or down. So we have a dynamic going on. We have the falling wedge. We have the retest of the top of the falling wedge. And we're inside of a symmetrical triangle that has a 50% chance of going either way. And I know by my strategies, if we break above a 200 SMA, like if that 3-hour broke above, or that 2-hour, or that 1-hour, like we'd have a chance of at least sideways or upward price action. So, and it tells me that very shortly we're going to see a move for Bitcoin. I mean, it can only, this is Bitcoin up, then down and up, and now it's starting to get what's called coiled up. It's tight, and it's getting backed in, and a move is coming. A move is coming, and it's coming soon. And it's happening right now, even 61,600 to the downside for Bitcoin, right? And then here we are back making sense of this pattern, right? Like some type of falling wedge. And price action's been pretty weird and ugly, to say the least. Especially this morning. I mean, look at that. That's crazy chop. Right? You got any turtle soup for my gainitis? Shout out to my man, Master Friend, for the $27.99. God bless you. Thank you for jumping on in. Everybody, my man, Master Friend in the house. And if you want to learn how to trade in a different way, zero liquidations. What do you know? What did he just say? Yeah, you don't even know what I just said. Zero liquidations and more. It's an extra $300 in my trading group, but you will get a different type of guidance. You'll understand about London, Asia, best time to open up trades and why, how to start with a very, very small account, and how to use a demo account before you actually use real money. And, don't push yourself to do things that you don't know how to do. Like trading is like learning how to drive, right? What if you went to the city and you didn't take a driving school? You didn't know what an octagon stop sign was. Like you just didn't know. You didn't know what the red lights and the yellow lights meant. You didn't know what a green, you just didn't know any of it. how would you drive around? You wouldn't. So if you don't know technical analysis, if you don't understand timeframes, if you don't know when liquidity comes and goes, and you don't really, like, you're driving your money around, you have no idea what's going on. It's just like not taking a driving class. You know what I mean? And the most simple people take driving classes, right? I'm just saying, like, we all do it when we're like 15 to 16 years old. Like, most people who can pass driving school, they just have to go to it and figure out what's going on. Oh, this is what I do. Okay, I put on a blank. Like, you know what I mean? You go for a couple weeks, you figure it out. Like, trading too, like, I'm not saying it takes a couple weeks, but a couple weeks in a trading group, you'll start doing way better things than you were doing beforehand. Immediately, you'll be able to see the market in a different way. So it'll go hand in hand with success. So, think about that whenever you think about, oh, I don't want to join a trading group, but like, people pay what? They pay $500-600 for driving school. I don't know what it is, right? I think some places it's $1,200 now. Right? So here we are battling the 200 SMA. Can the 50-minute get back above is the key. That's what we want to see. And just complete nasty chop here on the 7-minute, on the 1 minute. 1 minute battling the 200, getting above it, coming back below it too. We're having just a battle around it. The daily, inconspicuously, to me, wants to come to this 200. What I like about the daily is it's holding this higher low, and the moving average is getting so close. Like, now the drop to the 200 is like, okay, fine. Like, go to 51,000. It's like not that, I don't know. When it's really gappy like this and you're about to drop down to it, it's like, oh, And you can see that the daily keeps getting to a higher, like the highest close. I think that's the highest the daily has ever closed. Yeah, see, look. See the 200 SMA? It's only closed above like 46, 49. So this is the highest the daily has ever closed. It's a pretty bullish sign, you know what I mean, in a way? So that'll also happen at the end of the rally, I guess. So I don't know how bullish that is, but... And Bitcoin still keeps losing footing. So let's take a look at it here on the 1 hour time, the 1 minute. And I wouldn't trade this. I'd wait for the dust to settle, really. This is messy nonsense. Like, now they got to clean up the mess from the liquidity grab. So what happened was a bunch of people did that whole I'll go long and short thing, and I'll open up both trades and I'll see what happens. And it looks like what they did is, they went boom and then brought the price right back up again. And so if you went long, they hit you. And then if you went short, you might have stayed in the short right now, but you eventually got hit here, probably. And then they went after the longs and the shorts again. They did it twice in case you didn't learn your lesson the first time, right? So trading Fed day, trading news like that is a great way to get chopped up and lose your money, all right? That's why I don't trade hard on days like that. I'm not like, let's go in, You don't see me with an open trade right now watching my trade. Like, it's, I want to see that confirmation. We get above the 15-minute. That would be cool confirmation. It is a Tuesday. I wouldn't mind seeing some movement. So I'm looking for this flag to break on out. I'm looking for this move. Low stochastics, can we get the move? All right, MACD, RSI, all look like interesting in an interesting place. All right. Took all the courses and it's absolutely all worth it in less than a month. If you put the work in, it pays itself back. God bless you. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. And if you have any problems getting in or getting out of the group, you have any issues, just hit up Jamie or email cryptolifers@gmail. Email cryptolifers@gmail. And I'm telling you, someone will get back to you and help you. There's no way we're going to leave you hanging. It just doesn't happen. If someone suggests that, I don't believe it. So we're there. We're there. My team is the best. Anyway, I'm going to hit you with, I believe, about five quick coins in a row that you may want to write down real quick. And I'm going to go through them. It's going to be a fast coin list. I'm just going to fire at you. So get ready. First coin is PEAQ. It's a D-pin coin coming out. There's a chance to get into like their pre-sale or something like that. I didn't get any money. I didn't do it. I want to see it come out, watch what it does. And then I want to get a bigger bag. The amount I can get, I think, is pretty small anyway. But, research PEAQ, see what's going on with it. It's pretty interesting. And it's got use cases. It's got an ecosystem. And you can see it's about to launch. Sign up for dates. So you can sign up for updates right now if you want to learn more about PEAQ, the PEAQ.network, powering a global infrastructure revolution, building DPINs for mobility, connectivity, energy, and more. I think PEAQ's going to be huge, and I like what it's doing. And even if it doesn't do anything, it has a great narrative. So PEAQ, something you want to write down coming out. Math wallet. I like math. It's small right now. It may do numbers. It's high risk in a way. Well, look, it has 195 popular public chains supported. EVM, Substrat, right? Cosmos SDK. I mean, the multi-chain wallet for Web3. Like, imagine the math wallet. It's got a web wallet, they want hardware too as well, right? Supports math wallet, Google Chrome extension, right? So you can add these hardware wallets to it if you'd like. Math. I just think it's an interesting concept, and this is the wallet we need, a multi-chain wallet for Web3, right? So I'm not. All it has to do is grab a little bit of market share for how small it is, and it could make some gains, right? Maisie, Maisie's really coming out wrapped as something amazing. Is it going to be amazing? I don't know. I'm still, Tokenmetrics likes it. It's got good code quality. It's interesting. It's EVM compatible, which I like, and it's got ZK proof. So there's a few different narratives here inside of one, which I like. I like multi-chain, and EVM compatible makes it, and ZK proof makes it fast. And it also has, decyclic, decentralized acyclic graph architecture, right? So it's that's gonna make it pretty, 40,000 transactions per second is pretty awesome, right? Anyway, I haven't been sold on this coin yet. I don't own any. I'm still warming up to it. Takes me some time. It really takes me some time. It looks good. It's wrapped nice. It's shiny and new. All right. So definitely something you want to write down though, because there's new coins coming out every day. People aren't realizing. They think it's just a boring market, but there's so much going on. And QUBIC, which has been out for a while, but I just want to revisit it and talk about it. Another proof of work, L1 blockchain. So I'm talking about proof of work. We got Caspa, we got Maz, we got QUBIC. And I think all of these can do pretty good. QUBIC is hot. It has a really deep understanding of AI, algorithmic movement. It's this thing. What I mean deeper understanding is people can come to it and they can use it open source to build, right? And so to me, the deep understanding of AI is the fact that AI can grow fast by implementation. If we can all use it quickly and implement what we're saying, and then it can use that data and your data and my data and then combine the data, right? So I like how this open source to everybody, right? So I don't know, it's that to me can make it really grow on another level, and brings it to some type of new age idea here. So QUBIC, the first ever useful proof of work L1 blockchain, be a part of the journey to achieve true AI power by useful miners. Anyway, so a coin you might want to write down is QUBIC. And then there's Dogo to the Moon, which is dog on BRC20, which has been having a bit of a resurgence recently and doing some numbers. All right. You might just want to look at it, write it down. It's interesting. Dog. And then, of course, Ton, because you're getting all these new wallets. You can make a wallet on the Telegram app. I mean, that's going to be a big deal. How could you not think that's amazing? So, and Based AI, another coin that I actually hold that I believe is going to do numbers. And because it has FHE, all right, fully homomorphic encryption. FHE, fully homomorphic encryption, to me, if you think about, and what it means is, it can hide the data by providing the data, right? And so the privacy is kept by the data getting shared, right? You encrypt it homomorphically. It makes sense to me, right? Morphing is the same, means you get the same data. Homo, that's what the word comes from, like the same, right? Don't laugh, but morphic is when you morph something, mean you take out the inside from it, and like a butterfly morphs. You come from the inside and derive the I'm being autodidactic right now. But I'm dead serious. And then, and this is I took Latin for 6 years. You always dissect words and you can see the parts of how they're made, right? And therefore you can understand what's being said. So homo is the same, right? Like Homo sapien, all right? We all look the same, you know, and Homo, you know, I'm not going to go there, but, you know, anyway. So then you have morphic, it morphs into something different. So you have this, you know, and then you go from there. So homomorphic, right? So the data stays the same, but it morphs from its original encapsulation, which was into a privacy encapsulation, which we know. So we can see the same data, but it's now not attached to the identity, okay? And then it's encrypted. So fully homomorphic encryption, that's what it means, right? Okay. Right? But there you go. But that's how I understand that, why BASEDAI is going to do numbers, and it makes sense to me. It makes complete sense to me that this thing's going to blast, right? So what are the hottest memes right now that could take off based on what we're seeing with GME? Honestly, I wouldn't get too excited, but right now, look, this is starting to move here. But it's PEPE, it's WIF, it's Floki, it's SHIB. You know, those are the main ones that are getting the love right now. They're like the forefront. You got PEPE, SHIF, WIF, right, and Floki. PEPE, SHIB, WIF, and Floki really are the ones that I would be focused on the most, right? Oversold here on the stochastics RSI inside of a bull flag. Previous support is resistance. I wouldn't be surprised if we see GME pump a little more up to 2.5. I don't own any, so I'm not pumping my own bags, and that can be verified. There's no address I had. I never bought it. But I just see the TA looks like it could pump to the upside. So I'm free of like what happens to it, and I don't own it. So follow me at CryptoLifer33. I greatly appreciate it. All right. Every single day I make a positive affirmation video in the morning to get you going, get you up, get you started, get you excited, and just kind of talk about what's happening on the day and where we're at and where we're going, right? So here we are, like sideways again, but kind of, you know, we're kind of where we were yesterday, a bit sideways, but pinned. We break above the 200 SMA, we got love. We don't, we go down further to the downside. It's really all about this 15-minute today. I'm watching it closely. The 15-minute is going to give us that, you know, that insight, that knowledge for what's likely going to occur throughout the day. We looked at the S&P yesterday. Just want to kind of take a glance at it. Looks more bullish than bearish to me, but we'll see what happens. Today I did the same like kind of dolphin dip up and down type of nonsense, right? But let's take a look at it here. So I see this bigger possibly flag starting to brew here on the 4-hour. So a bigger time frame could make some bigger, you know, definitely a bigger move over time, right? But what's bullish about it is, look, it's above its 200 SMA. You can say this is previous support as resistance. So you have some support at 5.1, 5.8. And not too shabby at all. Still inside a bit of a flag here. And, you know, I could see the S&P continue up with the golden cross. And stochastics are low. I mean, low stochastics with a golden cross. Man, that's a nice setup. If we zoom in really tight and really clean it up. The 1 hour looks pretty bullish to me too, right? We're not losing the 200 like Bitcoin. So like, looks way healthier right now at the present moment. And then you got this support and resistance level here. You had some resistance and you wicked to it. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see the S&P continue to pump throughout the week. Once it breaks through 52.65, my bigger target is 53.33, you know, 53.30. All right. So I could see a move to 53.30 for the S&P. Let's take a look at the NQ. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just couldn't sit there and listen to Jerome Powell today. I can do the Fed day. The Fed day is a bigger day. I like when there's more, you know, U.S. reporters asking them things around the world. Like, I don't know. I get into that a little bit. There's more to that. The markets are really listening. Right now, I don't think the markets are really, really stuck on what he's saying right now. I could be wrong. You know? And no matter what he says, too, and the same as the other days, but it's just more entertaining. But if we break the 200 SMA, then we go up, you know? Like, if we don't, then we go down, right? So look, the fact that this is above the 200 getting tight moving averages, the NQ also tells me that there's likely going to be a possible pump. First target would be 18,739. So let's see what happens. Let's see if my TA is spot on here, but it's telling us that the S&P and the NASDAQ, the nasty NAS, are both going to pump throughout the week. Okay, so now we have the breakdown below the 200 on the 1 hour. Bearish, right? On the DXY. Same thing here now, back below the 200 and kind of a head and shoulder pattern that we talked about. And we'd like to see this continue to dump to the downside, right? However, funny, it's been dumping with Bitcoin, which has been great, right? But I've seen that a couple times now in Bitcoin's cycle. The daily starting to get oversold. Previous support is resistance. Let's see. I'd like to see the daily close a candle below these candles here and come down. It's going to be important to see in the next 3 days because if this wicks back up and stays inside this flag, there's a chance it could pump. So let's see, if this can continue further to the downside. I'd like to see the DXY break 104. So we're going to come to this each day on the live and watch this closely too as well. And Bitcoin dominance, another thing that we want to add to the fold here. And see, Bitcoin dominance still looks bullish to me, like it could make a nice move to the upside. I believe that 3-day chart, the 3-day chart suggesting a pump is coming for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin dominance tells you to watch your altcoins here. Could be a massive pump on Bitcoin dominance. And then we looked at Tether dominance on that 3-day chart. And that's like overbought in a bear flag at resistance. And so like it's setting up for people to bail out of Tether and pile into Bitcoin. But who knows? What do I know, right? But this is just beginning. So there's a lot of fear in the market. There's a lot of, people not paying true attention to what's going on. But this is suggesting something big could be happening here for cryptocurrency in the next couple weeks. It's the 3-day chart, so it's pretty strong and it resembles a good amount of time. Or represents a good amount of time, I should say better, right? It resembles a bunch of squiggly lines over here. Shout out to the chat. All right. Not watching Powell. No, we were, but I decided it just wasn't worth it, man. It was pretty boring. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. If it sets higher for a low 20, sir, I open a trade with small amounts so that market twists and turns won't affect my emotions. It is working really good for me. Yeah, and then you're going to get into a zone and understand how to get in and get out and make it make sense to you. You know what I'm saying? Then you're going to find your pocket, and that's how you really get squared away, right? Don't let these people tell you that have no idea how to trade, right? I've been there day in and day out. I've traded the Toronto Stock Exchange, the New York Stock Exchange, multiple stock exchanges in my life, multiple assets. I bopped and weaved through long-term trades. It took me 3 years. Heck, I made $280 in 3 minutes the other day in front of everybody on my weekly screen share on Friday night. I'm just saying, whatever. I've done that. I made $5,000 in a couple minutes once. I made $50,000 overnight. Like, it's whatever, man. I've done almost all the coolest things you could do for trading. I've 100x'd, right? I've made a few $1 million. Like, it's happened. So anyway, now I'm here showing you that I still love it. Like, no matter how much has happened to me, I still love it. And there's more to be made, right? And I'm a nobody, right? There's people that laugh like they throw $2 million around like it's a chip, man. And I want to get to that $100 million, right? That's my next stage. I want to hit that 100 mil and then go for the billion, right? So right now I manifest 100 mil. I write about it. I think about it. I dream about it. And not to be money hungry. That's just like this next milestone in my life that I dream of $100 million. Like, it seems so unrealistic that it has to be real. You know what I mean? Like, your dreams have to make people around you laugh or they're not big enough, right? So I realized to get to $1 billion, I'm manifesting $1 billion, but to get to $1 billion, I'm manifesting 100 mil. Once I get to 100 mil, I'm going to manifest how to make $1 billion with 100 mil, right? It's like, I'm going to manifest because I want to get to each level as I get there, right? Sam, what's your biggest win and biggest loss on a single trade? trying to think of the biggest loss I've ever had. I mean, I like piled into C-War at the end of a rally, and it kind of tanked on me, and I probably lost like 10, 12 grand. That kind of stuff, you know. I got into Litecoin, I remember, and had to hold it for like 3 years, and I was down 8 grand, right? But I eventually sold it for 3 grand up, but it took like 3.5 years, right? You got to trade with small amounts to get a grasp. You got to understand what it's like to go in and go out and press the buy button and know that you're in a trade and check it on your phone and get, if you can't make $100, if you can't turn, like, you got say I have 5 grand in my futures. You have 5 grand or whatever. You can't turn 5 grand into 6 grand, right? You have no business trading with 10 grand. If you can't trade 500 into, you know, if you can't make $60 a week trading off $500, like, people have these big things. I'm going to learn how to trade. It's like, okay, learn how to make $100 next. Like, turn 500 into $600. People don't realize how hard that is, you know, because they don't realize is once they accomplish that, they can do it all. Like, once you get it, you get it. You know, once you get it with any amount, you get it with any amount, right? And yes, there's bigger stakes when you add more money, but you have to work up to that when you, basically, then you know what okay, I'm worth 10 grand. I can easily play with 1,000 and I'm comfortable. Now I'm worth 100 grand. I can play with 10 grand and be comfortable. Now I'm worth $1 million. I can play with 100 grand and be comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, you may find your risk tolerance that it may never change no matter how much more money you make. You see? Other people may be like, I risk it all every time in and out, and I make 20 mil, then it was 5 mil, then I can't handle that. Like, my emotion, like, I want to go to sleep at night. Like, I can't. You know, once you get to a certain milestone, I believe it's good to stay there and to hold that position. All right. So, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think I'm saying you should be taking this financial advice. But for me personally, once I got to a certain place in life, like, you're gonna start risking it all. Like, I'm still quite risky with it as far as I'm concerned. You know, and we'll see what happens over time, right? Sammy, if you played poker with stakes, I don't know. I like Hold'em, though. I like playing Hold'em. I listen and learn crypto for 5 hours a day, but for this bull run, I'm sticking to spot. If I do well, I may start trading next bull run. 4 years learning first. Man, I made all my money trading spot. I dabble in futures, but I made all my money trading spot. And I've been saying that for years. So let's get back into the basics here. Can we break the 200 SMA on the 15-minute time frame? Can the falling wedge break back to the upside like it's supposed to? It's funny how a pattern, they'll manipulate a pattern, but eventually it'll attempt to make its way where it was going in the first place. That's what I've learned too. So I just stick to the TA no matter what I see, no matter how much manipulation. So to me, I'm still sticking to the fact that this falling wedge could break to the upside, as funny and weird as it is. Strange. Strange market structure there. I'm attempting to make some sense of this. Looks like it dipped again, held. It's a mess. Anyway, this funky falling wedge breaking back to the upside, and I just want to see this you have a gap here in the VRVP. You have a point of control at 62.8, and can you get back above the 200 SMA? You get back above this 200 SMA, and you're in business here. You see what I mean? Boom, and you can get back into this area. So it's a gutsy long right now. And the idea would take us to 63.5. But they've liquidated the shorts a bunch of times now. Like, it's almost like, is there anybody out there? You know, it's like they cleared the zone. You think there's enough liquidity now, especially after a red wick like that. That usually creates a lot of shorts that just dive in. So there's got to be a bunch of stops right here waiting for liquidity. BOOKMAP has liquidity finally back above us. Look, it was gone, and now look, the red's back. These guys are funny, but red's back at 64,460 now. There was no red there for a second. And there's red at 58. So they're playing either way here. Looks more like a Thursday afternoon, right? It's like a weird Tuesday. Price action's definitely looking interesting. But we have more liquidity above us at 64,560 than we do below us at 58,120. Or the same, 700, 757. It just looks, it's darker red is all I'm saying. It's a deep dark red. It's pretty close. This one's a little further away, but there's dark red there too. It's hit or miss on this. But there's still enough liquidity to possibly get a short squeeze and to trick the market here. Right? We get a blast to the upside. So I've been waiting. We keep getting resisted. Almost a shoulder, head and shoulder though. It doesn't look too good. And you're kind of overbought there. 777's flash. Right there, look, right when I touched it. And now they're gone. Isn't that crazy? So can we get back above the 200 SMA? Yeah, on the 50-minute. I know this is boring. I'm just going to say this all day long, right? And if not, we hit the bottom here. We barely retest and we're going down ski. And where are we going down? Well, we already know our first target would take us right like to 60K. And then if we lose that, we're going to 55.6. Why? Because we know we're in a bigger symmetrical triangle. And we also said that we've been retesting the top of this triangle. We break back inside, we're going to break down. Like, there's so many reasons why. And if you've been following me for a long time, then you should be kind of stuck in on this TA. But this is where we stand. Again, waiting, The macro looks interesting. The macro says a pump. I say a pump too. Look, back above 61.8. This is going to be like a nice little like bounce back above. Can we hold? Boom. Break that 200 and we're gone like the wind. Possible trade right here is the entry here with the stop at 61,400 and to take profit at 63.5. All right. Sammy, don't be fooled by BOOKMAP. Yesterday there was a mountain of liquidity above, but we could not break 63 resistance. Now, don't worry. I tell you, it never says 100%. You'd be surprised. You know what I mean? There we are at 61.9. And it's almost like it's really wacky divergence. But in a way, right here, that swing is swinging double down, right? And that swings double up, right? It's like what I call a double divergence. But that is a bullish div, if I've ever seen one. So I believe I have it identified pretty well. We're inside the symmetrical. This falling wedge needs to break the 200. If not, we bear flag, we break to the downside, and we start to see the dump. Daily doesn't look amazing. The smaller time frames have to dig us out of here. And there's heavy resistance at 62,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Incongruent, with the 15,200 MA. So let's get that short squeeze to the upside. Hit that like. I feel the pump coming. Amen. Can you give your TA insights on GME? I already did. I have already. I see it in this flag breaking to the upside. The target is 2599. So far, I've been correct. In the last 2 hours, it's up. Or last 30 minutes. This is the 15-minute chart. Stochastics are low. It's touching the 21. Previous support is resistance. Resistance. Support. And I could see a move up for 64% from now. Now it's up even more. Already up 10% since we last talked about it. Yeah. It's on a beautiful uptrend. No, I will not go over the stock. No. Should have traded the meme, man. Okay, Axelar looking like a handout right now. Just snagged another bag. I talk about this thing a lot. Of all the hottest coins out there, this thing would just continue to pump. Axelar. Funny, WAXL, right? It never stopped. It was out of control. Started at 32 cents, ripped all the way up to 250. Now it's breaking the psychological dollar support zone. Back to the 786 fib level. It's a tough time to accumulate right now because a lot of people have, this is the end of the rally. These are just going to dump to zero. And that's a possibility for the people that DCA. Like, a lot of people say, no way, they're we're in a bull run and this is going up. I believe that, that's what I want to believe when I'm DCAing, but I'm open-minded to believe that I'm wrong. That's the only thing, right? I really would, I don't want to be, that would stink to be wrong. But as a trader, I have to know that anything is possible, right? You see? Once you're open to the idea that anything is possible, then you have to be open to the idea that anything is possible. See, it's so weird. It's like, you can't think, oh, I could live in the biggest mansion on the biggest hill and have like a, my own airport right next to my house, like John Travolta, and like fly right in. Right? If that's possible, right, then it's also possible that this coin could continue to zero. Right? If there's this open-ended creative aspect of the world of reality, then that reality exists for everything we know. So as a trader, you can never just be in this like one set reality that it has to be this way. It just can, so even though I love Bitcoin, even though I stack Bitcoin, even though I fully, there's a 10% of my mind that has to say, who knows if you're wrong, right? I mean, I can handle that being open-minded enough to believe that, hey, I made the best decision I could, and that's how I look at it. What if it is the one world currency that traps us all in, right? What if there's something to that? I've always thought about that, and we made that connection between Joe Katz before NSA, and I don't even want to say too much, but there's that idea that's been floating around for a long time, right? Still going hard on the ordinals, and dog, go to the moon. Everyone dumps when it pumps. Just slap that like button. Bonk is consolidating. I can't believe it's sub-dollar again. Sam, there's much volatility in the regular markets plus gold and silver. Thank you, Moses. Most of the supply is for mining. All the private seed investors already got their tokens, myself included. The rest of the supply is just mining rewards, which is what pumped it. NEAR is about to explode. I like NEAR. NEAR is hot right now, and I have a setup for NEAR in the trading group. I don't want to spoil it, but I do have a setup in the trading group for NEAR. Shout out to all the fan funding here. We have Master Friend with the $27.99, and we have my man Mythic OG. Can you check ALEPH on the daily and the weekly? Keeps losing supports. ALPH. Now I'm into ALEPH, right? Which is ALEPH.im, right? Which is weird. Or ALEPH. ALEPH.im. Or ALEPH.im, right? Back to 33, but still up for it. Just refuses to lose that $30 level. It can come back down and just consolidate here, right? Before its next bigger push to the upside. That's what I see possibly happening for what's called ALEPH, ALEPH.im. Now I'm going to look at yours. You said ALEPH, all right, which is also on MEXC, but without the E. Yeah, I don't know much about this coin. I heard someone really liking it. It double topped to the downside here. Doesn't have a lot of history. Let's look at the smaller time frame to get some more. But I mean, you can see this looks shoulder, head, and right shoulder, which you would draw a neckline here, shoulder, head, right shoulder, right? And then you would say, well, there's your... And so it's really just completing its measured move to the downside here. And then you look for where do you have support or resistance. You have a little nook right here. You have this bounce right there. Honestly, this is a type of setup that I'd be weary about, right? And you have this spot here. Then it seemed to make like what I call is a rising wedge bear flag, you see? And you take your flag and you never got back above a 200 SMA on a substantial time frame. The 1 hour here too. You're looking for some type of bullish div for reversal. You got some bullish div, but with a coin with like not a lot of volume and not a lot of love. So like now your idea is, can this bullish div break you back above 186? If you can do that, or 189, if you can do that, you can talk. Maybe there's a chance to start digging out of this hole. And could it make like a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, right? So like, you got to start trying to figuring out how this thing's going to dig out. And it's going to dig out in a geometrical way, right? Nothing digs out on its own. It digs out in the shapes that are given to it. Understand? Like, that's why we know when price action reverts back or forth, right? So look, now it's going to make hopefully an ascending triangle. If it can't break that 200, it's going to dump. If you see it break above the 200, it's going to pump at least to the target. And then you got to play the small game until you can see it break above us, this level. And then you got to say, well, what's my next level? But that's going to be a tough coin to trade for a while, in my humble opinion. All right, good luck to you. I'm happy I'm not in it. But, yeah. I love you, though. And maybe you're not in it. Maybe you're just watching it and you like the project. I'm only DCing into RWA now and keeping my older bags. That's it. It's still a pretty tough market for a lot of people mentally. All right. Well, and then there's PEPE's token, not to be confused. See, like, just be careful with all this nonsense. Turbo, old meme coin. Look, got above the 200 SMA. Gone. You see that? That's what we want to see for Bitcoin. Right there. We want to see this exact thing happen for BTC. This actually looks like it has some legs in the 7-minute. Turbo may continue to pump here. I don't own any, so it doesn't matter to me. I'm not paid to say that, I just want to always make that clear, but possibly 15% gain. Looks like it could continue to pump. I don't know. I'd be careful. That's high risk, but. So let's go. Can we get to 62? Can we break? Can we hit that 200 SMA? Can we change the trajectory of the day here? Right? But someone made a good point. Pump on the weekends, dump on the week, because CME is going to, want to come back in. And pretty good point, right? So you want to dump on the weekend so you can pump on the week, I guess, right? And this is what you get for sideways price action over and over again. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. Remember each day is a blessing. I tell this story, but I fell through a glass door and I was bleeding out this main, right near my main artery right here in my wrist, and there was blood all over the place, and I held it and someone put their shoelace on it, and there was an edible arrangements where they had all those little like white cloths, and I kept grabbing them and putting them on, and they kept like filling up. And then I pressed really hard and I grabbed like one and I ran away because I thought I was going to pass out. I fell down once, blood was everywhere, put it back on. I don't even know if it was dirty. And I kicked in the door to the emergency room saying, I'm going to die, right? And like today I'm here with you guys sitting in a beautiful, room surrounded by lights and cameras, and I got a team and I got people. And so hit the like button for life, everyone. Hit the like button to be alive. Hit the like button for us to be here right now. Each and every one of us, right? And to get crazy, but the sperm hit the egg, right? All of us, and the odds of us being here were just minuscule. Like it's just, we were microscopic beings at one point. Everyone here on the stream was this small, and now we're here on another level. So hit that like button. It's a miracle that I'm talking to you right now, making these sounds out, into a microphone, and you're understanding what I'm saying. It's a miracle we have the community we did. One day I could just be at work and decided I'm just going to do the same thing I do. Millions of people do the same thing, and then 1 out of a million, a few out of a million say, I'm going to do something different. And I changed my life, and you guys change your lives, and together it's like it creates this energy that is going to be around. You're going to give it to your kids. I'm going to give it to my kids. And bang, it's going to be amazing. So hit that like button, everybody, if you love life, if you care about life, if you've almost lost your life, but you're here now. And you're supporting the lifer with the tan suit on and the baby blue, with the tan suit, baby blue shirt. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Come on, man. That Tommy, baby. Let's go, baby. Can I enter Bitcoin now, sir? Sir, please try MA10 and RSI. Thank you. Anytime you want, bro. Waiting for core CPI data tomorrow. Sam, could you please come in live hour and a half early tomorrow when CPI data will be released? Anything for you, Jason? No, I don't know if I will be doing that. No. 1,400 viewers, 500 likes. No way. Let's explode that. But if you press many times, must be on. Funny. Every day is a blessing. Shout out to Lifer Adam. What up, Big Sammy? Shout out to Tesla Man. What a big Tesla man on the house. So we're just sitting watching this slow 15-minute. This is like watching molasses today. Price action just hanging out. And to me, this is now making its own somewhat of like a symmetrical, right? That's going to pick either way it wants to go. Small ball, though. That's what I do. I break TA down into bite-sized pizzas. It's easier if you take away the moving averages. And you back, there's this, you know. And I'm able to encapsulate all of this in my mind, like this trade, you know, this shape with that shape, and all the ideas together at once, right? They all start to mesh. This trade is still completely valid right here. Really hasn't changed since I put it out. The entry was just a little better at 61.8. Technically is up $100, but you know, I'm not trying to claim like, oh, leverage. I mean, that's money, but hey, if you ask me to try the MA10 and 9 again, don't do it, please. I love you. How to deal with children don't lie for me, but love your work. Hoping for the bullish scenario. Shout out to Seek Parabolic. Totally, man. My little daughter was screaming for. She wanted me to. She likes Paw Patrol. Man, these kids, man. Everyone over buying GME, GameStop, and AMC short squeeze. Yeah, I mean, I see it continuing to go to the upside. I mean, just the stochastics. I just trade stochastics. When they're low and curving up, it tells me it's going to be a move. Then I look at the RSI, and I'm looking for hidden bullish. And you can see that swings down while that swings up. And tells you should break this high then. So you got hidden bullish divergence, 21-day moving average. If you slap the VRVP on, it's funny, did they give you that here? They might even give that to you. No. Well, yeah, they do, look. So you can get all this stuff free, man. And it still works the same, too, with the settings. I had the 0, right? Well, I got the VERP now. I got that VPVR. Instead of the VRVP, they call it the VPVR. Interesting. I mean, it definitely is at the top of the range of the volume, too. Like, that was the POC. Boom. We did give this on the channel, too. I mean, I didn't get in, but I did give position. You know, we talked about it, so it looks like it's going to continue. And it did continue, and then I talked about it right here. It's already up like 19, whatever. I didn't get in. I'm not trying to take any credit for it, but I'm just trying to show you how TA works no matter what. That's all I really want you to see. Previous support was resistance. Falling wedges break out 68% of the time. Low stochastics. Hidden bullish divergence. Touching the 21-day moving average. Write all that down and then come back to me. All right. So 1 minute back above the 200 and you get the pump. That's what we want to see, but we need the follow through of the 200 SMA on the 15 minute. If you're new to the channel right now, we're watching to see if we can break above the 200 SMA here on the 15 minute. That's what we want to see here for BTC. All right. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to our channel sponsors, I Trust Capital. Buy and sell cryptocurrency, gold and silver with your IRA. Can't do that anywhere else. Also, you can do it 24/7 and you get Bitcoin when you're done. Like if you have Bitcoin in that account and you're done with the account, they send you Bitcoin. You don't have to exchange it to dollars and get the dollars or whatever. And you can take care of Bitcoin when it goes down. You can get into Bitcoin when it goes down on the weekends, which you can't do on the ETFs. Shout out to I Trust Capital. Find out more by the QR code or the link below. And God bless I Trust Capital. Thank you so much for the sponsorship of the channel. So this is where we stand. Bit of a kind of a shoulder, head, and right shoulder, right? Almost a interesting inverted. I see it. Let me clean it up for you. So look, this is what I like to do for you. Go to like another random chart. Hit that 7. Take away everything. And just be like really clear and definitive. But I know it's not perfect, but nothing in life is perfect. But I mean, that's an inverted head and shoulder, is it not? That wants to break out 68% of the time, does it not? And if you don't, you could also call that like an ascending triangle, kind of. Target takes you to 62,900. All right. There she blows 62K. All right. And then look, tight moving averages. You always break out to the 200 SMA. I've seen that many, many times. That's a very likely pump right now. You're going to clear up to 62.4. I guarantee there. I was about to say, where's my liquidity? I said, I bet there's a fair value gap. We wicked to it, but it wasn't full enough, right? So there's a lot of liquidity there. And look, there's a nice one here too. And we didn't get into it yet. And that coincides with my gap in the VRVP. If we get through that, we'd end up right into this area. 62.8, possibly 62.9. And there's your fair value gaps, ICT. Liquidity, that's our liquidity. All right. So let's get a bullish breaker block and get a move to the upside here. I'd like to see that. That's bullish engulfing right there. Let's see how this candle closes in the 7 in 1 minute. It's not amazing with the wick there. And again, resistance, resistance, resistance. For some reason, this 62,000 is a problem. Can't seem to get back above 62K. Got them back to bed, 1 a.m. in Australia, live back show on Bitcoin going north. Shout out to Seek Parabolic. We love you. We appreciate you. Blessings, Lifer. Put the love in the likes. Yep. Buying AI and Arrow. Why it's a good price before the pump comes. Guy asking about render. It might drop below 10 soon. Wait for a bit at the moment. It is going up. Knowing this power. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Shout out to Pedro Costa. He asks, hey, Lifer, what's your opinion on Eon? Eon Chain, upcoming AI project. Launched on ForgeNet, funded by PBFLLC, NVIDIA, Amazon, and more. Cheers. I've never heard about it. Sounds pretty hot if it's funded by those big players. Eon Chain, upcoming AI project. Launched on ForgeNet. Huh. I'm not seeing it Hyper Eon. I'm seeing Eon, which is Hyper. But I'm not able to understand what you're saying. Let me see. I'm not done yet though on my research. That's not as far as it goes for me, but Eon Chain upcoming AI launched on ForgeNet, funded by. Yeah, tell us more about where you learned about it if you could. Join us and reap profits. Mad CB/Soul. Crazy. Shout out to Mad Cat with a beanie. We appreciate you, brother. Guys, don't fade GME on base. Wow. Have you seen the dog, Conan? All right. Nope. Opened along at 61 and missed it by 11. I thought Allison came for the steam. You're funny. Rowan Kitty, nothing good for Bitcoin and most cryptos. Funny. Cool, gotta mention. Shout out to my man FM. We love you. We appreciate you. Shout out to Cesar Cordero. Pura vida, lifer, man. Stay blessed to you. I love you and your family. God bless you, brother. Thank you. Hey, I'm living in a hot climate like you now. Hey, Pura vida, baby. In the sunshine. Everybody, I just moved to Florida 2 weeks ago. I moved there permanently. I'm a Floridian resident. I'm actually going to get my card this week. My resident, and change my... It's just crazy. I'm excited. You should be excited. Life is amazing. And Florida's a beautiful place to be. All right. Of course, it's hot here. It's 87, partly sunny. The high is going to be amazingly hot, but it's a beautiful place to be. All right. Feels like 94 today, except partly sunny skies. The high will reach 90 on this humid day. All right. But I love it. I absolutely love it. Tomorrow will be 85 and raining. Thursday will be 87. Friday will be 89. Saturday will be 88. Sunday will be 86. Monday will be 87. It's rained one time since I've been here in 2 weeks for about 30 minutes. Not even, I think like 20 minutes. And in Boston, it's rained like multiple times. It's been 46 degrees and raining. Completely different in Boston than it is here in Florida. It's like a world of difference. So, but today it is 70 degrees in Boston. Nice day. All right. 61,750 getting rejected by the 200. Look at that. Just we wicked right to this area. 62K just was major resistance. And the Bears are having their way with us today. It's just chop suey, chop suey, chop city. And it's looked like we're going to make some type of, we're making this some bigger, I know it looks messy. That says we're going to dump. We tried multiple times to get above that 200. We did not. If the 1 minute's about to lose the 200, yes, see, look, so the 1 minute lose the 200, that's bearish to me. Seems to be respecting this like some type of trend line. It's crazy. Like, oh yeah, I gotta do this right here. Like, that's it right there. Forgive me, but that's it. That's the little guy. Yep. And I love measured moves. They just tell me what's going to happen. Like, I don't question them. So at the end of the day, Bitcoin's in a symmetrical triangle. And it's going to figure out which way it's going to go soon. Upside is 62.8. Downside is 61.150 on the 1 minute time frame. This can have other implications for the rest of the day. And then we were waiting on the 15 minute to get back above its 200 SMA, but it got resistance by that. Every time it can't seem to flip that. So if the 1 minute can break out, there's a chance we can get a move up past it, So crucial time right here for Bitcoin. Ballsy call to get into or gutsy call, sorry ladies, but a gutsy call to get in right now. Super high risk, but also high reward to make a long right now. Could be the daily, could be the bottom for the day right here as we pump all the way up. Because it's the 3 higher lows in a row here on the 1 minute, and you finally broke back above the 200 one more time, but to me it's too choppy. I'm waiting. I would only open up a long if we get above the 200 on the 15. Then I would open up a long. All right. Yeah. Not for giving Coinbase another cent for their ridiculous outages. Wow, sorry to hear that. Yikes. I mean, I've used Coinbase for 7 years. They've been okay. For 7 years, just a few little mishaps to me isn't a big deal in 7 years, So you see that money pouring into Fiat Leak 2. And again, anytime I see Bitcoin on somewhat of a bearish day, I'm going to take advantage of that. Buy a little more Bitcoin, buy a little more of whatever coin that I'm looking at, right? So I head on over here, and I keep Tether. I'm always keeping some Tether. But today, to me, is another day to buy some more BTC. Just stack a little more Bitcoin. So I buy like maybe $1,000 worth of Bitcoin at market, and it could go way lower to 58,000. I'm not saying I'm buying 10 grand of it, but look, I'm attempting to get this to a whole BTC, and then I'm out with that one, and then we can ship it, right? Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. So I buy Bitcoin on these redder sideways days. 61.9 again, resistance. It's just crazy, right? Boom. Got above it. Resistance, resistance. So we're just watching this triangle, which looks likely to break to the downside to 61.180. Someone said that they could not sell earlier. Anyone could confirm it's true. Sell what? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I can't listen to this stuff. Not giving Coinbase another. Yeah, I don't know what he's saying. They pulled their network cable. It's took what? Yeah, Near is hot right now. Yeah. Sammy Addiction every day. Shout out to Chad Oliver in the house. God bless you. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and going for it every day. Such a gentleman. Love this guy. I always wonder if people are messing with me. Well, God bless you, brother. Thank you. I took some profits yesterday and had to fix my car. Amen. It's either a glitch or an attack that nobody knows. On what? You're funny. He's saying nationwide outage. I'll tell you right now, but I guarantee you're fine. Anyway, man, move on, guys. Like, Coinbase goes down every 5 days. No, I'm just joking. I honestly, I don't like to defend Coinbase, but I also don't like to put it down because it's been there for so long and it provides great services at the end of the day. It does things I can't do other places. All right. So I don't know. I'm in between. So my Coinbase is working perfectly fine. You know what I mean? I see no problems with it at all. Let me make sure. Yeah, I see my assets and everything. 100%. Spot on. So I don't know. My Coinbase is 100% spot on. I'm out. Anyway. Join MEXC. Shot says Captain Doge 2. Yeah, if you want to join MEXC, I greatly appreciate it. Jump on into MEXC. All right. They are KYCing. You're going to have to get yourself an RNS ID, RNS.ID. All right. A Web3 digital ID. Jump on into the new movement here. All right. And you'll be all set on MEXC. My goodness. Shout out to our other channel sponsor, Decrypted.tax. All right. If you need to get your taxes done or you want a second opinion on what you have already been doing, you can earn a free consultation just by being a lifer and get 25% off the standard full tax services if you plan to use them. And they'll change your life. I firmly believe it. So check it out at decrypted.tax. So here we are again, 61,800. Oh my, who would have thought we'd still be at this same area? Well, at least we know fundamentally what's happening. We're in a symmetrical triangle. These break down mainly to the downside, so I'm expecting a dump. The dump I'm expecting to is 61,129. That's the probability. And I'm a probability guy, and the probabilities say we're going to the downside. Losing the 200 SMA, and there we have it. Bit of an M pattern here, too, again. And we know that M's like to break to the downside. Lost the point of control down to the value area lows for Bitcoin. Well, could we break back up and go sideways? That's what's likely happening today. Sir, please do a stream all day. Yes, all day long. I will not stop. We'll be here till the end of time. No, not happening. I'm in the USA and I've been using MEXC with Benning for 2 years already. Amen. Google is free. Amen. Yeah. Buy AI coins, FET, AOIZ, Render, AGI, and MR. I like AGII. I like AOIZ. I like AGIX. I think that's what, I have AOIZ. I believe I have a strong portfolio. I shared it with my entire team. All right. I enjoy your music. It makes me calm when Bitcoin makes side movement. Amen, man. Just got to stay cool, calm, and collected no matter what. Let's bring that music back up for a second. Shout out to all the beautiful lifers here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Let's get the energy up. Let's go, baby! Today could be the last day of our lives. We have to take charge, go after it, make it happen. No matter where you are, what you're doing right now. Really, you're here at this present moment in time with the lifer on a Tuesday, a beautiful Tuesday, May 14th. You know what today is, too? You know what today is? Today's the anniversary, me and my wife's anniversary. I got to take my wife out somewhere and celebrate our love together. We've been together now since 2005, so 19 years. Right? No, yeah, 19 years. I met my wife 19 years. I met her on, May 7th. We really started dating a week later on May 14th, the next weekend. We had our first real date a week later from the day I met her. And ever since that date, we were inseparable. She's been with me since I was 22. And I'm 41 years old. We're so busy. I think last year we even both missed the anniversary, we both kind of like shrugged it off. No one was mad at the other one. It went by so fast, but today I'm going to make sure to remember. I'm such a Sally, but like 19 years with my wife, man. Like, I just remember the day I met her. And really crazy, I'm going to tell you a true story, is when the day I met her, I said to her, I remember saying I love her after like a month or two because I'm, such a Sally. But I loved her. She was such a special person in my life. And I said, I've been with you for a month. I was like, watch, 1 month will turn to 2. I said 2 will turn to 4. 4 will turn to 8. And 8 will turn to like a year and a half, 16 months. And then it'll be 3 years. And 3 years will turn to 6. And 6 will turn to 12. And 12 will turn to 20. And I said this to her. I remember saying it. She'll tell you. I said this to her. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. I have my mom and dad, and then you have your wife. I think they're the closest. What? Yeah, today. What? Really? Can I have a hug? I just been through so much this year. Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything. You've been the best wife in the whole world. Just got some lemon in my eye, guys. I got some lemon in my eye. I can't believe it. I just got some lemon in my eye. That's all that happened there. Definitely was not sobbing like a softie. My goodness. Just got that lemon in my eye. Who is cutting onions over here? Who the heck is cutting onions in my house? Get out of the house. Cutting onions over here in my freaking office. Anyway, 66666, crazy, right? Oh man, it's just what a beautiful life we all live, man. And this is bearish to me. Like the double top M breaking the 200 SMA. No, it doesn't look good. Looks like we're headed down to 61,100 in my humble of opinions. But the way the day's been, we might just bounce right here again, You never know. But to me, like, you even lost, whatever triangle we had going on. I guess you could trot it out. That's, to me, like, you're forcing it. Like, that was basically, now you're bearishly retesting or have to break back inside. That's the one thing as I got better and better with trading patterns, I got better about being regiment about like what broke out and what broke back inside of a pattern. You know, remember the bigger pattern here is this weird falling wedge that we're in. Sir, you're the best. Present to your wife. You're a real man. This is CPI manipulation at its finest. Yeah, and then we have I believe we have CPI tomorrow too. So it's going to be crazy, right? Let's take a look at Forex Factory and see what's coming our way tomorrow. All right. May 15th. Yeah, we have core CPI out at 8:30. That's going to be crazy. All right. And that always moves the market way harder than PPI, usually. All right. Aussie unemployment rate in Australia, whatever. But the main is this U.S. core CPI, right? Yeah. And I guess, who cares? Bowman speaks from the FOMC. No one really cares, but, But yeah, so that's coming out at 8:30 in the morning tomorrow. That's going to rock the markets too as well. That's putting the markets in one of these like sideways shenanigans, It's funny. I see something crazy. I know it's nuts, but like what? Shoulder, head, shoulder. What if that's a complex inverted? It's about to blast to the upside and take us all the way back to 63,000. I mean, that could be our move right now. I'm seeing something that could really saddle us up here to the upside. Get on that Bronco and ride all the way to the end of the time, brother. Bitcoin never used to care about macro until CME showed up. Interesting, man. Your TA is impeccable, but I love how real you are above all. Shout out to Gaddafi, man. I love you, man. I appreciate you, and I thank you for being here. Why is Soul dumping? Why not? You know what I mean? Because people are selling Soul for GameStop. You know what I mean? Excuse me. I think that's probably why it's dumping, though. Someone's paying attention. What do you think about Uniswap price 2024? Head and shoulders doesn't work on crypto always. Or it works always on crypto. Honestly, whatever you think works will work for you, man. If you don't think it works, then it won't. That's the thing. If you think it works always, then you'll always hit it. Then you'll hit it most of the time. Understood? Like you'll definitely hit it 6 out of 10 times or 5 out of 10 times. GameStop is sucking the liquidity out of everything. Wish it would stop. Funny. Well, look, there's the 1 minute breaking out, getting back above the 200. That's my, if we can break that, that's another signal for me that this falling wedge will break back to the upside. No strong divergence though, which is interesting here. No follow through on the div. A little bit, I guess, but it's not really what you're looking for. We did get pretty strong div here though. That's pretty flat compared to how sharp that was. And that probably was your daily bottom right there. At 61,150. But I need to see the confirmation recovery. I need to see it. We keep seeing to have issues at these 200s. It's been a trying couple of days to trade for sure. Trying, very trying, right? Which is, I don't like that word, but it's been an annoying day, honestly. The gains from GameStop and AMC will return to crypto. That's what I believe too. You know what I mean? A lot of people make good gains in there and they'll buy some Bitcoin. They'll buy some other coins. So let's get this pop above the 200 and let's see this nice pump at least back to 62,000 here for Bitcoin. And it's not over yet with this really weird and that's what we're still in. I'm just going to remove this for now. Still want to look at it. That's that falling wedge in the 1 minute. But yeah, we're still in this. See this? In this symmetrical triangle. That could go either way when we get tight. There we are, back above the 200. There's the pump, baby. Let's get the pump. Stochastics were low. And I can watch this all day long, this price action. Trading chop waters, that's for sure. Exactly. 60K, good resistance. As long as we consolidate later, we create better resistance. You mean support, I hope. Today I lost $2,000. Why? Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. Why did you lose 2,000 though? That's horrible. That's so sad. You were chasing nonsense. Look at that. See, I wouldn't chase this coin. You know, I didn't open up any trades on it. I didn't tell everyone I was getting in. All right. I let it go. I was a man and realized that I didn't get in early and wasn't taking profits. I should be selling when everyone knows about it. If I, you know what I mean? And because I wasn't in early, I was smart about it and I didn't FOMO in like a fool. I shouldn't even say that because I don't want to call people fools. But I didn't FOMO in like, you know, and risk my money foolishly. I made sure that, you know I only have so much and I don't want to squander what I do have. All right. A candle closed above the 200, you get a pump. I teach you this all the time. There you go. Brah. I told you that was coming. You didn't listen. Some of you did. But I didn't trade that anyway. It's chop, right? Let's get more likes up to the watchers. Let's bang out to 1,000 likes. We used to do it every single day easily, with ease. And nothing has changed about the show. We're still giving you exactly what's likely going to happen. Watch. We get above the 200 in the 1 minute. We get a bounce back to the upside. We're still inside the bigger channel. Still open this up if you want. I'm using the 15-minute right now. And this trade never got stopped out. Remember that. You had to get hit 61.4 to get stopped out. Right now, this trade is still valid for the last hour since we've been talking about it. Shout out to El Jefe. Shout out to Matt Cat with Beanie. Shout out to Pedro Costa. Shout out to Mythic OG and Master Friend. You have $42 in chat revenue. You people are absolutely amazing. God bless each and every one of you for doing that. That's super nice that you would do that. $42. I mean, after taxes, that's a nice $30. I can buy bagels and a bunch of, God bless you all. Thank you so much. Very, very nice. Every time someone gives in this channel, I'm super amazed by it. I just can't believe it. I really just can't. I'm always like, wow, what a nice, like the world is a beautiful place. It really is. And there's special people in the world every day willing to help you. But you have to be open-minded to believe that that's possible. If you think the world's a horrible place and no one's willing to help you, then nobody is. You have to be the gateway to the change in your life, you have to be the lens to see the beauty. You ever see, like, I'm colorblind, but there's glasses that I can put on that show me color that I can't see normally, and I can see what normal people see, right? That's very similar to having a perspective in life, right? Once you change the way you think about things, you can see the colors that you couldn't see before, right? And those colors are opportunities. And once you change the way your life thinks, you can see opportunities. So change your mind and you will literally see way more opportunity in life. And there's going to be times where you're going to have to figure out, how am I going to get from point A to point B? That's going to be your struggle. That's going to be your penance. And you're going to get there. Some way, somehow, you're going to figure that out. All right. This could be the beautiful bounce we needed here. And I really do see like a shoulder, head, shoulder. I see a bit of an inverted, complex head and shoulder here on the 15 that could really do some damage. That could have been the long right there above the 200 on the 1 minute that propels us further to the upside. I'd wait for confirmation to break this 200. I may get into a long. We break that 200, I get into a long. I want to see it happen though. I've been waiting for it all stream. We never got it. So if you want to learn more about what I'm talking about and figure out what I'm doing, hit the top link here and go to cryptolifer.com. All right. And get the description. Find out what's going down, right? Unlock financial freedom. Join today. I'm here every single day, constantly teaching you how to use moving averages. And you can do this on any single asset in the world, from Forex to TradFi to DeFi. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Even meme coins, like I slap on a moving average and you'd be surprised what you can see. It's unbelievable. So look at that, at a dump immediately. And this is what's called chop, trading chop. That's why I would only long if we break that 200 on the 15. Otherwise, it's just sideways price action. The 1 hour says we also want to get a move here. It's oversold and attempting to get back above its 200. But when the 1 hour loses to 200, that's also bearish. So like if you keep closing candles below that, we're fighting it, So it's all, in the next hour, we're going to really get a sense of what's happening here for Bitcoin. And back to what we're watching here on the smaller time frame. So you can see the method to all my madness here. All right. The most powerful unchanneled thing in existence is the human mind. You have one, and either you control it or it controls you, but it is your choice. Amen. Amen. Yeah, your mind is either a tool or it turns you into a tool, right? Interesting, right? I never really thought about that, but that's really the true story. It's so powerful, and it's going to move, it's going to think, it's going to ruminate, it's going to build. What someone said to me the other day on the phone was it's going to create. Your mind's going to create. So if you think about negative things, your mind's going to create negative things and pull them into your life. If you think about positive things, your mind's going to create positive things. So use your mind to create negative, use your mind to create positive things. And use that and build on it You'll get better at it and better at it. Yeah, and chroma glasses for sure. Yeah. Rose-colored glasses. You guys are interesting, yeah. What are those glasses? I'm newly colorblind. Newly? You just got colorblind? Interesting. Yeah. So here we go. Like, here's the test. Like, is that, like, I can see nothing. All right. I can see nothing. Okay. I see nothing. I see nothing. Keep saying there was a problem. Okay. I see a 9. 32 years old with my second wife and me fed each other the first dessert you ate when you both started doing on your special date. On me. Thank you. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. I'm going to take your... God, see, this dude just gave me $50 to give my wife the first dessert we ever had. I'm trying to think what it would be. All right, so that's an 8. That's a 5. That's a 2. No idea what that is. That's a 5. That's a 4. No idea what that is. That's a 5. I believe there's a 1 there. No idea what that is. Maybe a 3 or something? I don't know. That's a 6. That's a 2. No idea what that is. That's a 9. No idea what that is. I think I see a 4 there, but it's so hard to see. There's a 4 there. No idea what that is. I can see nothing at all. It's just gray and blue. The 1 is there. I can see nothing there. You guys see something here right now? I think I see a 6. I think I see a 4, but it's really hard. All right. And then you have to put it in to get your results, right? But they always tell me I'm colorblind as all heck. You know what I mean? Look, we caught it. Just, sideways price action. Look for the 15-minute to break the 200 and go long. Otherwise, stay short, really. That's like that's my explanation for the day. So anyone, all right, so when I said nothing, were there actually things there that you guys could see? Wait, when I wrote nothing, you guys could see things? How many, was there ever nothing, or was there always something there? There had to have been a time then I was right when there was nothing there, right? So every time I said nothing, you guys could see something. It makes me feel so weird being colorblind. Like someone could trick me or something. You know what I mean? No, I'm 100% colorblind in real life. Like swear on my up and down. Promise on my life, man. I'm colorblind. And they found out when I was like 7 years old at the doctor's office. They were flipping the book and I was just like, nah. And the guy was like, you can't see this? And I was like, see what? It's so weird, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think it helps me because when they use subconscious programming and they use certain colors, like it doesn't work on me. So I think that's why I was able to find Bitcoin. Like, I think otherwise I would have been like more like the rest of society. I think the colorblindness had something to do with my ability to circumvent the brainwash that they were pushing out. You know what I mean? Because they had to do it for the most of society. They couldn't like find the weird colorblind people, and they didn't know my spectrum. So when they were using like colors and to try to get everyone to do stuff, like I was just like looking at a bird, and, you know. I don't know. That's a crazy phenomenon, you know. As long as you don't take that colorblind $1 million bet, you good Zen. It's a superpower. Well, like red and green candles look similar to me if I don't use the right dynamics. You know what I mean? Yeah. I never use glasses, even though I spent 20 years in front of a monitor. My eyesight is still 100%. It's amazing. All right, everybody, I got to take my wife to a beautiful 19-year anniversary breakfast. I love you all. Yes, they were when you said nothing. Wow, that's so weird. I could see nothing at all. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. And watch the chart. It looks, I'd say I would be short unless we break above the 15-minute 200 SMA. That's my last 100%. I'm short unless we break above the 15-minute 200 SMA. And basically we break back above 62,000. Otherwise, I see no reason to be long. All right. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being on this cool colorblind experiment. You'll find out more about me. I'm also a twin. I have a twin sister. We're 4 minutes apart. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream, and I'll see you guys in the trading group as well. God bless. There's a lot of charts in the trading group, everybody. I've been posting pretty heavily throughout the last 2 days. So take it, write it down, repost all my charts. Study. You should never get into a trade if you don't chart it. You have to rechart what I put out there. You'll get better at charting over time. Don't get frustrated with it. Just do it. Within a week or two, you'll get a knack for it. Within a month, you'll have way better of a feeling for it. The more you chart, the more you'll make, the better off you're going to be in time. I'm telling you right now. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. God bless you all. Thank you so much for your day, and stay in gratitude. Remember, you only have one life to live, so make the rest of your day amazing. Breathe in, breathe out. Realize you have this present moment to live. Set a goal and work on that goal. Right? My goal is 100,000 subscribers. I got to go live every single day until I hit it, and then we'll set another goal from there. But and I'm on that treadmill until I hit that goal. So there's no stopping until the goal is reached. That's it. So set a goal and just keep going until you hit that goal. And that's my advice to you. And the secret to success is getting started.